4 guaranteed steps to attract and network with high-value people. Now, who are high-value people? Politicians, top businessmen, beautiful girls, models, actresses, celebrities, anyone who helps you get closer to your goals, dreams, and desires. Imagine if you could go up to a beautiful girl, talk to her, get her attracted towards you, build that comfort, trust, and connection, go out on a date with her, maybe even marry her, have kids with her. How would that be for you? Awesome. Imagine if you're invited to the top parties in your city. You stayed in 5-star hotels for free. You had dinners with top politicians and businessmen on a weekly basis. How would that be for you? Awesome. Imagine that if any problem happened, there was a group of people that saved you and helped you in your time of difficulties. Wouldn't that be awesome? See, I'm going to give you 4 steps on how you can build a network that will help you no matter what. If you have the right network, you can achieve your dream goal, dream money, and dream relationship. Have you ever wanted to be in a party where you go in a party, everyone thinks of you as a superstar? They just starstruck thinking, who is this guy? See, mastering this life will give you ultimate happiness. My mentor, Tony Robbins, says 95% of success in relationship is selection. If you have the right partner, or if you have the right relationship, you'll be happy. Otherwise, you will go down. People get stuck with a few friends, acquaintances, and family members. They feel frustrated and depressed. See, even if you have awesome skill set and expertise, but you're not good with people, you're not good with social dynamics, you will not be able to leverage what you know. Nothing good can happen without a good partnership or a relationship. See, if you don't master this area of your life, you will not be able to focus on other aspects. No amount of money can fulfill this void of not having the right relationship or partnership. And the great famous philosopher Osho has said, majority of the frustrations happen because the person does not have the right relationship or partner. See, when I was small, I was a very shy and nervous kid. I couldn't talk to save my life. In my school, I used to sit on the last benches. My friends used to make fun of me. All my friends never invited me to pool party until my dad, he gave me this school book called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. In that book it said, your past does not equal your future. And I was blown away because traditionally as a Hindu boy, I believed in karma. I was like, my life is so messed up because I must have done something wrong in my past life and I'm going through suffering and this is how my life is going to be. But that book changed my life. It said, whatever you want to have happen, you can achieve. I was blown away. I started researching. I started reading lots of books. I started attending lots of workshops, seminars. I started meeting a lot of naturals who are naturally good at this social dynamics, who understand how things work. I broke them down into a science and started applying them. I started getting good results. I started making a lot of money. I started knowing a lot of high-value people. It was awesome. A lot of students came up to me and they're like, dude, help me out because I am extremely nervous and shy as a kid. What do? I started helping them out. It was transformation. It was transformational to see these guys turn into a social lion just in a matter of few months. That they can attract the partner of their dreams or get the money they want for their business. One of my students, when he came to me, he was suicidal. He'd already tried to commit suicide once. Within 1 month of my workshop, he met his dream girl who was an American. They got married 6 months down the line and now he's having kids. Second of my student, he was from IIT. With this system, he raised 21 crores, which is approximately $4 million for his dream venture. So what is this 4-step ultimate charisma system? A word of caution, these skill sets are extremely awesome. So with great powers come great responsibility. And my hope is that you will use this. Anything can be used for good or bad. And my hope is you will use this for good and help other people. Not only yourself, but you will start helping others also. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine the high-value person you want to attract. Let's say you want to get to know a famous politician. Let's say you want your dream girl, the most beautiful girl in this college, you want to make her your girlfriend. Let's say you want a job. Imagine if you knew Ratan Tata or Mukesh Ambani. Do you think it would be difficult for you to get a job?
No.
Right? So just imagine that person and follow these steps. So there are 3 overarching mindsets that you have to have. It is just like, these are social muscles. Just like any other muscle, you have to practice it on a daily basis. There are 3 main mindsets. 1, you have to have absolute hunger and desire. If you don't have the desire, the hunger to get good and master these social skills, it's not going to happen. Number 2, you have to have ultimate devotion and faith in the system. If you have even 1% doubt, it's not going to work. And 3, you have to practice this 2 hours on a daily basis. If you do this 5 days a week, for the next 6 months or a year, you will start living a life with dreams far beyond what you can imagine. Doing all this will be as easy as breathing. Another mindset that you need to have is majority of the time you're going to get a lot of rejection. So you have to start having fun with the rejection. One of the biggest problems a lot of people do is they give a lot of high value to people with high value individuals. How do you change that? So there are 4 steps. The first step is what I call as exaggerated hook point. Second step is what I call as the high value point. Third step is what I call as a connection point. And fourth step is what I call as a close point. So India as a country is a pretty conservative country. What I've noticed as compared to other Western countries, majority of the people have very few family, friends, and they're comfortable in their own surroundings. So when a strange person comes to you, majority of the people can't even hear you. So when you're talking to a strange person the first time, they're talking so slowly that the 60% of the time, my students are not able to convey what they want to say. You have to exaggerate everything about you. You have to exaggerate your voice, you have to exaggerate your facial expression, you have to exaggerate your body language, you have to exaggerate your tonality just to get across the message. Second one, the minute you see the person you want to attract, the person you want to have network with, the person you want to include in your social circle, you have to approach him blank, straight, no thinking. I call this the 0-second rule. What does that mean? That means majority of the guys, imagine Mr. Badal or Mukesh Ambani is sitting here or Katrina Kaif. A lot of guys will be like, oh, if I go up to him, what's going to happen? He looks so cool. Bodyguard, what if he slaps me? What if he sends me to jail? Oh my God, what if security guards come and shout at me? मेरी तो इज्जत ही नहीं रहेगी. I will be tortured. Oh, anybody. The minute you stop and look at someone, you start getting a high value. So what do you do? 0-second rule. Look at the person. So, poof. Hi, my name is Harsh. Not even 1 second. You cannot wait for 1 second. You have to be good with people in general. What does that mean? You have to be social with everybody. What majority of the guys do, I'm going to just talk to high value people. In my college, I'm just going to talk to the beautiful girl. Let's say a fat girl is next to me. I'm not going to talk to her. She's fat. Who wants a fat girl, right? Or I'm not going to talk to the manager. I'm just going to talk to the CEO. They always just want to talk to the high value. But just like you go to the gym, everyone wants to pick up the 100 kilos to build their muscle. But you're going to start with the 5 kilos and slowly build up. So you're going to start speaking to everyone in general. You're going to start speaking to security guards. You're going to start speaking to the backstage people. You're going to start speaking to goons. You're going to start speaking to the executives. It's a crazy story. I wanted to meet a minister and I was talking to my security guard, building security guard. I was just chatting with him. I was just saying, I wish I get to know this minister. He's like, my brother. He works in the building of this minister. I'm like, can you set me up with him? And he did it. You don't know from where you will get that connection who will help you reach your high value person. Second point is the high value point. See, what the biggest myth, people think that, you know what, if I want to convey high value to someone else, I have to have 2 things. What are the 2 things? Looks and money. We have been trained as a society to think that, you know what, only if I have a Range Rover, then someone else will think cool of me. Only if I have like 6-pack abs. Only if I have like the Ranbir Kapoor cut. Only if I have the John Abraham body. Then only people will go and talk to me. But it's furthest from the truth. See, human beings for millions of years have been staying in hunters and gatherers era. We do not respond to things like money and looks at the subconscious level. We respond to a lot of other things which I will discuss later. So how do you demonstrate high value? How can a high value person like Ambani or Tata or one of the most beautiful girls in this college think of you as a high value? How can you do that? First of all, how does someone come to know of you as high value? So you will start thinking of the body language. My friend spoke about body language. They will start reacting to you in a different body language. So let's imagine I tell you, you know what, at 2 p.m. you have a lunch date with the Prime Minister of India. How will be your body language? What? Okay. What? Is my clothes right? Oh, right. You have a lunch date with Jacqueline Fernandez. What? Scarlett Johansson. Similarly, that person will start body language towards you, will start smiling, will start dabbing eyes. So how do you get someone else thinking of you that way? One of the things that I do a lot of times in my Sun Conference, I call this mini takeaways. What does that mean? So what do? Like, I'm CEO of XYZ company. I can't talk to you. And that guy, what? No people tell me this. It is counterintuitive, but at that point I'm like, their eyes lit up. Like, dude, this guy's different. Nobody does that to me. Or I do role play. You know what? You and me, we can get drunk tonight and we're going to go to party together and just tear our shirts off and just party the whole night. It's a fun adventure that I'm having with him during the conversation. So when I do this kind of fun, my value increases. Another thing what I do is I become a connector. What do you mean by connector? Just introducing two people helps you get a lot of connection. If the middleman introduces two people, that itself demonstrates high value immediately. So if you introduce someone and you know about what the person's problem is and introduce that person, you have high value. So this is the second point. That's how you demonstrate high value. Third point is what I call is a connection point. How do you develop comfort, trust and connection as if the person feels like they've known you forever? So once the person thinks you're a cool person, you can't just be cool all the time. You have to show a more humane side of you, a more vulnerable side of you. Show little weaknesses of yours. That, you know what, I'm actually not that confident. I look confident, but actually I'm a nervous guy. You know, I have certain problems which I'm trying to deal with myself. So if you say these kind of wonderful things, there's more connection to you. Another thing that I do to develop connection is I take them to a lot of locations. There are two ways to develop comfort, trust and connection. One way is get to know the person for a long period of time. Second is switch a lot of locations. So let's say we are in this auditorium, then we go to the canteen, then we go to Atlanta Mall, then we go to the nightclub. You go to 4 or 5 locations in a matter of an hour. You have developed comfort, trust and connection worth once. Get him to get invested in you. A lot of people just hear you. Ask him, do you remember my name? Do you remember what I do? Let him respond. Let him get invested in you. So the next time when you call, he'll remember. Another thing that really works is qualify the person. Say something unique about the person which you have observed. Yo, I've been talking to you. I think you're pretty funny. I've been talking to you. I like your body language. Ask about his goals and dreams. Ask about his challenges. And try to see if you know someone that can help solve his challenges. If you can do that, you've got a deep connection with that person. And last is the close point. Once you've developed that connection, it's only a matter of time when you decide a future date or decide some business that you're going to do. So the exaggerated hook point goes anywhere between 0 to 10 seconds. The high value point goes anywhere between 10 seconds to 5 to 7 minutes. And the connection point goes anywhere between 7 minutes to an hour. Once that happens, you have a bond with the other person. And you can keep doing that every time. And you will be unimaginable, unbelievable about the kind of response you get from the person.